me a wonderful birthday party. And I didn't really think 34 was a big enough deal to warrant this kind of shindig, but I guess that's why they call it a surprise party. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Bo's older brother, Baker. And all jokes aside, I do want to congratulate Bo and Carrington on the new marriage. And we're excited to see where that takes you guys. And for anybody questioning their judgment for asking me to get up here and speak tonight, I'll have you know I was not asked to get up here and speak tonight. And I know Bo has dozens of buddies. He probably would have rather given this speech that don't know there's much dirt on him. But considering I was the only one that's been taking beatings for him since the 80s, I kind of felt like I had earned it. If anybody does want to get up here and talk, I do want to encourage you to do so. I know Carrington and Bo will be glad to hear from you. But if you plan on giving the best speech here tonight, I just want to warn you that it's going to work out for you about like my childhood, where I was planning on being the handsome, athletic one. And I guess God thought that was funny, and he said, hey, you get Bo Martin as a little brother. You could be the tall, goofy one. But no, coming from a family of 7 and married into a family of 10, public speaking is really not that big a deal to me. The difference between giving a speech and talking over dinner is that none of you some bitches can interrupt me. And I really didn't prepare for this speech, aside from the 7 minutes and 47 seconds of perfect material that I've been putting together for the last 2 years. Other than that, I really didn't prepare for it. Yes, I did start on it before y'all got engaged, because I knew Carrington was the one, and I knew Bo was in love with her. It didn't hurt that she looked like the lead singer from Little Big Town English. Public speaking might be one of the only things Bo will admit that I'm better at than him. That and fighting. For some reason, he heard me give one speech and admitted I was better at public speaking than him. I had to kick his ass for 20 years for him to admit that I was better at fighting than he was. For those of y'all that were around Aberdeen when we were growing up know that we gave our mother a pretty hard time. We had a perfect older sister that kind of set the bar a little too high for us as we're coming up. Then we had Nikki and Abby come up behind us, making us look bad. They had every excuse in the world not to do right and still managed to. And then in the middle you had me and Bo. And as if that wasn't enough, it was like she had to raise 3 sons, because Daddy was more like an older brother than he was a daddy. Like she was raising a pack of wolves. One of my earliest memories of me and Bo going off on our own was when Daddy bought us this piece of junk blue Yamaha Moto 4 4-wheeler. And we'd take off on it and be gone for a half a day at a time, terrorizing Perry, Mississippi. We'd go out and ride, and we called it riding, we're just trespassing. We're chasing the neighbor's cow. We're getting fights over who's going to smoke the last cigarette and who's going to shoot the last bullet. Every time it ended in a fight. We'd get out there and get in the worst fights. And I don't know if you know this 4-wheeler I'm talking about, but it doesn't have a rack on the back for the passenger to hold on to. So no matter how bad a fight we got into, we still had to get back on there and put our arms around each other to ride home. Our noses would still be bleeding from the fight. We'd have to hug for 30 minutes to get home. And I do have a confession to make, but around the same time period, me and Bo used to go to, when we weren't terrorizing Prairie on the 4-wheeler, we'd go stay over at Taylor and Beebe's house in Aberdeen, God rest their souls. And we'd be on foot instead of, or bicycle instead of a 4-wheeler. Well, one day, of course, Bo was out on patrol and noticed that somebody forgot to shut the window in the middle school bathroom. So, next thing we know, he's in there rollerblading around the school, shooting balls, playing basketball on rollerblades, and writing on chalkboards, and doing everything you can think of. Well, he ended up going in the principal's office for whatever reason and set off the alarm. And of course, the principal and the police showed up, and my mom found out. Well, this was the worst trouble he'd ever been in. This is where she started worrying that he was going from mischievous to committing crimes. So naturally, she set aside time for a whooping, got him out, took him out to the barn, and I mean, it was that bad. She don't want nobody to hear it. Well, what she didn't know was that I was with him. I had just left right when the cops got there. So I walked outside and I heard this beating going on in the barn, and I had tears in my eyes. I said, "Oh, I gotta go tell her I was there." You know, I know if I tell her, she won't beat us both that bad. And I was crying, and I ran out there, and I was, let her, I was gonna confess, and maybe she'd quit beating him, and maybe I could take some of it, but by the time I got to the barn, she was done. So I turned around, sprinted back to the house, still crying, jumped in the bed and hid. And I was ashamed forever that I didn't take part of that blame. And then before long, that shame turned into pride, because Bo never once told him, not only did he never not tell on me, he didn't even consider it. He never even brought it up to me, told him I owed him one. Never crossed his mind not to keep his mouth shut and take my beating for me. And that's how I always remember Bo. That little kid that took my beating for me, that wouldn't even consider otherwise. And I know being the older brother that tricked the perfect girl into marrying me and have not screwed it up for 4 years now, that I'm supposed to have some words of wisdom on marriage. But truth be told, I feel like we learned everything we need to know about relationships and marriage in general on that four-wheeler 20 years ago. And that is that no matter how rough it gets, no matter how lost you get and break down, and in a fight, the only thing to do is get back on, put your arms around each other, and keep going.